Hello everyone, this is Aaron. I play Magic way too much. Okay, Nodes of Power event, let's go over it. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. I want to hear about what you're doing, see who you're choosing as your planeswalkers, things like that. One thing is, I should put this in the other videos, but I hadn't yet, but I always forget what node is what. So let's go through each one, and I'll go through this way, and that way, I know I always have to look it up again, and I'm just here at the forums, at the what's the top of this say? The 1.9 release. So if you go to that, you'll find it. It tells you what you need to do for each event. So back to where I was, old events, nodes of power. So black node, let's talk about that. Objective 1, win with 50 or less. Objective 2, win with 20 or less. As you can see, for the black node, I just have a screenshot so I can kind of go back and forth. I'm using Liliana 2, and let's go here and look at what Liliana 2 looks like. And I have, maybe I should do this in a different order, but Liliana, I cannot flip through this without making it go up like that. I changed the deck a little bit. And actually, this is where I lost my point, and I was very upset. I had Oath of Liliana against an opponent that was very, very weak. And because the Oath was out there, I kept getting my own creatures every turn, and then I couldn't kill them fast enough. And by the time I destroyed my own support, they'd cast that 6/6 that gets an instant 5/5. I forget what it's called. And it was just the worst. I mean, they cast Priest of the Blood, right? And they kept taking 4 damage because I would match things and intentionally not match black. And that's how I lost my point. Whatever. So you see, here's the deck, and my strategy here, I'm not going to go through each card, was to just let them do damage, have saved up To the Slaughter and other things to kill creatures, and then also cast Colossus right away, cast Prize Amalgam. So once I get to under 20, I kill their creatures, I put out things with Defender, and I'm just ready to go. I was, and I probably will continue to do a little bit of damage in the meantime, so I don't start, they have 100 points and I have 20. I was trying to start with get them down to 50 or so and then stop, but it didn't really work that way. So that is how I'm doing that first event. So let's go back to here, and we have the red node. We're trying to win within 5 rounds, okay? So how am I doing that? If we go here, you can see I'm using Nahari to do that. So let's look at, and I've shown you this Nahari deck a few times, but I just want to quickly kind of flash it on the screen. It just works so well, and I really, really like it. So here's the deck. I didn't make any changes, and there you go. Okay, again, I've both times been able to win in 5 turns. It's been close, a little luck, those kind of things, but but it's gone really well. Next one, we're doing green, and we're trying to summon 2 or less creatures. So, and you can see here that I'm using Arlen Cord, and flip back and forth even one more time. We're going to go all the way back to Arlen. I'm sure I'm going to mess up my thing here. But I really actually like the Nodes of Power event a lot. And I want to know if you like it too. What I really like about it is that it's really hard. And so when I looked, there was 3 people that had perfect scores. And I just came in, I'm 17th with missing 1. So, and that's Platinum League. I'm not sure how gold the other ones are, but you can really tell that it's hard. This Arlen deck is exactly the same, except I put in Nahari's Wrath because I did have on another deck, so I lost my 1 point last night with the other Ezekiel's Corruption, whatever it's called. I was playing against a black deck that just destroyed 2 of my creatures. Just very simply, they had those. So then now at least I can maybe hold off and kill them off 6 at a time. If I draw that how many times, who knows. But that gives me one other possibility if that happens. So that's how I change that deck. And oh, somebody pointed out there is a this is actually somebody pointed this out, and I just wanted to show everybody. But in the new deck, there is support. Pardon me, a spell. Maybe it's common. Oh, I know why. Because I don't have it. Okay, so there is a spell, and I'm only missing like 9 cards, or maybe no, I'm only missing 7 commons, uncommons. But this would be a better kill creature card in this deck than Scour from Existence. And I want to thank you for pointing that out. It's in the comments in the last video. I really appreciate it. I don't remember the viewer's name, but I really appreciate the heads up. So, but this is the deck, and it does really well for me. And I usually can just cast 2 creatures and get them up to about 20/20. So now we want to talk about the blue node. This is one of the toughest ones. You know, you take 10 or less damage. You can see that I am using Rahi, the newest kind of planeswalker, at least. She's not the newest, but she's revamped and all that kind of stuff. So what am I doing here? This is actually a really wild, if I play against red, I would probably lose, at least lose more than 10 life. But I have a ton, let me repeat, a ton of return creature to hand. So there's 2 return creature to hand. I have the Lurker, return creature to hand. I have Harbinger of the Tide, return creature to hand. And so what I'm really trying to do is imprison the moon, basically kill their creature but do no damage to me. So what's that, 5 cards? Then I have Tomio's Journal that is going to make sure I have one of those 5 cards in my hand all the time. And then I have 2 speed up cards so that I always have mana in those 5 cards that make it so they can't do damage to me. But if they have direct damage, you're dead. I mean, you can't, nothing you can do about that, even if you try to fight it, that I can think of anyway. You could do some crazy thing with Sphinx so that they can never get out a card, but even that takes 5 or 6 turns to build up. You can't really do it. So, but that's how I'm doing blue, and it has worked. And I actually haven't taken any damage, and there's a little luck in this. I'll even say there's more than a little. And here we have with the white node, lose 2 or less creatures during a single fight. And again, it takes the luck. That's Sorin right there. And so let's go look at Sorin. I think Sorin's just right here. So I'm trying to lose 2 or less creatures. And so what I've done, let's get to the right. I think it, it's not my, this is really weird. Do you see what's happening here? It like is showing different cards here. So let's go back. That's a glitch in the game. Okay. That was really weird. We all saw that Oath of Leona showed us a red dragon card. That 1/1 that I don't really like. But, oh, I even forgot my train of focus. So I'm trying to lose 2 or less creatures. How am I going to lose 2 or less creatures? I'm going to kill them fast with Creature Without Defender. So Priest of the Blood, right, I have it in my deck because I do want to use it here because you get out basically 11/11 for 9. This is one I don't use that often, but you can prevent damage, so you're going to lose less your creatures. And one thing happened here, though, with Mob is I did end up casting 6 spells, and it killed itself, and it counted as a lost creature. But you can see that I have 4 I have 4 cards that kill their creatures. Suppression Bonds makes their creatures no good. So 5 cards to make it so they can't attack. So their cards with Defender or their cards with Reach or Berserker don't affect me. And then I have really inexpensive cards to do damage to them. And Transgress the Mind is just really good in all those. So that is what I've done to do relatively well in this event. I hope that seeing how I think about making those decks helps you make your decks. I know we have different cards and things like that, but it is a really tough event. And I know I have different planeswalkers, but you can even go through the same logic and do it. One last thing, again, with the comments, is somebody, the Magic Man, he's a longtime viewer. I'm sure he's excited to get a shout out. He said, he reminded me, and this is a great idea, this is good, but I don't think I'm going to claim that card pack, at least not right now. Soon enough, we will have another set come out, and at that point, I'll be able to collect, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 packs, who knows, and I'll be able to get some cards. And actually, there's still some exclusives and things like that. So it'll make it so I'll be able to get the exclusives after they come out, because right now, like here, I can't get it. And since I'm not really fiending for any cards, there's 3 exclusives already, 5 exclusives. I'm going to open these packs after those 8 exclusive cards become available, and hopefully after they add a, what would it be, a 7th card set, because, like those 2 are in the same packs, and those 2 are in the same packs. And since I have there's 184, I have 146, so missing about 40. I feel pretty good about not opening those packs since they're all mythics. Tell me what you think, guys. How are you doing in these events? I know that for the first 2 or 3 times I played, I just had some bad luck. You get someone steals your creature and then that gives it back to you and it counts as a creature that is summoned. There's all these kind of crazy things that just irk you in these challenges. But I do like that it's tougher, and it makes it, it just makes it a little better. I want to show one other thing. I'm going to go to gallery. This is, so I just finished, hang on, let me see this. I wasn't going to show this, but I think it's worthwhile. So I was in a quick battle recently. You can see that at the top it expires an hour and 39 minutes. I had 2 games in, and right here, there's only 419 people in with 15 minutes to go. So it really does pay to start late. That's how it ended in the previous event. Maybe, no, 2 events ago. I don't know. But you can see how that works. And so then ended up, I think, with 102 points, and I actually ended up in 29th place. And the top people with 168 points with a little over an hour playing, and only 264 points, which there's probably 2 hours playing, came in first. So I just kind of wanted to show that tip about joining quick battles late, it's not for everybody. There's lots of reasons to play quick battles more often, but you spend less time to get similar rewards. And that's kind of what I'm trying to show you, is how to be more efficient in the game. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.